You ever have big life goals that seem like they're looming and they just aren't quite getting as close as you'd like? Hey there, Daniel Hartman here, and I've got mind-blowing tip as far as when I decided on my house goal, which is actually 320 days. You know how I know it's 320 days? Because I've got a countdown timer on my phone to that day, so I can just look in and see how long I have till that goal comes up. And in addition to that, because 320 days, that's pretty vague as far as my understanding, and for a lot of us, we structure our time in these little concrete chunks of weeks and months and years. So it's really important to really denote all those goals every week, to look along every week. And I found a really cool Stephen Covey video about how to structure those weeks. So that could be a really cool resource for anyone looking. It's one that I'm going to get into a little bit more myself because I know from reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and Third Alternatives, and actually I read one of Stephen Covey's son's books, the other Stephen Covey, something on trust, and it wasn't as much a favorite as like Third Alternatives and 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but it was still another cool book where I realized working with people is a really valuable skill to have as far as how to get people on board, how to set a common set of values, and trust really being paramount to having other people share what's important for them. So when there is a goal set, that it's a common goal for everyone and everyone feels on board and cared about and loved. So thinking about that here, where there's some things that worked well for a while, but some conversations I really neglected as having a leadership role. I neglected to draw those things out, and now I would say I'm paying the price as far as I could have had a lot better relationship at this point had I have known better, and I didn't know better, so there's no sense beating myself up. But the clock is ticking, and remembering that clock ticking is a really good motivator to keep us all going and looking ahead. And I tell you, Christmas is going to be here in a few days. It's the 21st today. And a lot of things are happening. I got all this business research going on, getting ready to get out there, get to the Guelph Organic Conference in January. So making a trip to Ontario, making some connections there. Some exciting things have been happening. I've been talking with this guy, Ryan Thiessen, in Niagara, which is close to where I grew up. He builds tillage equipment. So it's great in terms of we're having a conversation on the phone this morning. So someone who's doing a complementary product line to the kind of things like compost spreader and some of the other things I'm really excited about launching. Just started launching our first product survey, which has been a really insightful process. I don't know how it's going to work for this one and what the results is going to be as far as how viable this thing is, but it's interesting. I mean, some of the first people that filled out our survey were from North Carolina, and we're in Sackville, New Brunswick. I mean, it's, even though we're on the East Coast, it's like worlds apart, and it feels like my world, the world as I see it, is becoming more like family and reaffirming. And I just think, wow, all those years I worked in small shops and never really got out and got creating relationships with people in different ways. I mean, maybe I know someone from some car show or something I grew up in, and man, now it's just, I feel like more of the people I meet, a higher percentage, there's just this really instantaneous, heartfelt connection. And part of that is from really having a heartfelt connection with myself. I mean, we can all stand to do way more of that. And really having more faith that we're all really in it together that we've got all these common goals. And hey, I'm rambling a little bit, but to bring it together, I want to wish you all the best on your goals, because New Year's is coming up. People set all these goals, these New Year's resolutions. And then, I mean, every day is a day to set new goals. Some days, I mean, winter, it's inherently a more reflective time, an inward time, and a good time to start looking and setting intentions. A time to go deep. Energy kind of goes inwards as far as like there's a seed stage we all go into in the winter. So to look and to draw on that for that growth period in the spring, where everything pops into life and goes green and vibrant, and then fruiting and flowering in the summer, and until we start to reap the benefits of all that hard work in the fall. So yeah, I think a lot about the seasons, those energies. Man. Yeah, rambly videos. Thinking about how to set some of the groundwork as far as building a house, planning just to have a simple cabin instead of doing something elaborate that would suit me forever. Just be, oh, what's going to meet my basic needs? How can I do this thing? What do I feel like I'm a match for? So that's where the budget comes in terms of, it's not like there's any limit of resources. It's just, what do we personally feel like we're worthy for? And for me, feel like a little cabin. I think it will help my lifestyle a lot in terms of feeling more grounded, feeling more supportive, feeling like I've got a safe place, that I can connect with others, that I'll be able to have people visit, I'll be able to be a good host, my diet will improve. I've got some exercise goals I'm still feeling really challenged by. I mean, there was a month where, just a bit over a month, before I leased this shop, where I was at the gym, 6 o'clock in the morning for about a month and a half. And I still don't know to this day what really made that happen. I made it happen so well for so long. I mean, there's some things that being close walking distance to the gym, it's one of the first lessons in anything we do, is the things that are easy to do or right outside our door that we're more likely to do. So yeah, being more central to the industrial park, or always heading to the industrial park, and the gym being further away, a 15-minute walk instead of a 10-minute walk, that's another third. And if there's no sidewalks, then that's just another, mental block. We've all got these things that we make a story up about. They might be inconsequential, but if there's that story implanted there, how do we overcome this stuff? And they're really cool lessons. And other thing, I've been listening to the Toyota Way, the audio book. And man, I just keep learning about how there's part of me that wants to do batch work and have all this inventory, and how there's a limitation. Some of those things are bad, but it's knowing there's a choice, of having that inventory, of having possible defects, of possibly setting ourselves up to ending up doing rework or investing in things that we ultimately won't use. And part of it's having a sense of humor and realizing, there's all these things I learned from my parents. I don't have to carry them. But even working out of a old habit, which is a subconscious thing, and bring a new ritual to light and changing it, that takes energy, and maybe it's easier to create, for me to develop products, to create more wiggle room, to have more space to carry inventory, and it'll be inconsequential because I'll have created a surplus somewhere else in life in order to overcome a deficit somewhere else. But I mean, I've still got to look at both those things and spend some time deciding. We all do, ultimately, in this life. So anyhow, this video has gone on a few different tangents. If one of them piqued your fancy, please comment below, and please like, please subscribe, please let me know your thoughts. And I tell you, one of the videos I got to start really getting into and really pumping up this channel is finding some kind of content that people are really gonna enjoy. And gotta also look for some business partners, specifically one like someone who's a key person. Maybe I'm just gonna spend a minute right now going through my points. Someone who's got some type of engineering background where they understand bending moments of material, stresses. Someone who's got some interest in working hands-on. I mean, as far as assembly, maybe they're not gonna hop on this milling machine here, or jump over on the lathe, but understand some basic processes, be really curious, and main thing, passionate, have a lot of common goals as far as I love to small scale organic agriculture. I'd love to have a shop that's out somewhere on the land where we can field test stuff, having a person who would want to be in that environment, and then someone who's also got complementary projects that, you know, might be a passion project for them and not so much myself. I think that would be a really cool thing to be able to say, hey, these things we share in common, but this is a little thing I want to do on the side. I like my fishing boat, or I like my bicycle, or whatever it is, and to find more common ground and to take a new interest based on doing things that are outside our experience, outside our comfort zone. Anyhow, so I'm looking for someone. I'm hoping to do one of these video resume type things where someone just sends me a 30-second video. I just watch it. I get a deep sense of what they're all about. So anyhow, that's one of the things I'm really going for. I feel like the right person who's, you know, maybe got some grant writing experience, who likes more of the computer-ended stuff, can do some computer CAD. I'm forgetting what the acronym is. Crazy. Computer assisted design, computer automated. Anyhow, doesn't matter. That's weird in terms of just completely drawing a blank and feeling self-conscious on camera like this. Love sharing these moments now that I'm more of an adult and I realize, oh, just because I didn't come across the way a little voice in my head said I'm supposed to come across, doesn't mean that people aren't going to like me, aren't going to love me, aren't going to support what I'm doing, take an interest, see how we're in it together. All right, on that note, bam, all the best. I'm going to set more video goals. I feel like if I get back in the ritual of a video a day, just keep the content coming along. That would be so good. And yeah, share more of the adventures, share more of the projects that are going on. I know I got a couple things laying around that hopefully over Christmas holidays, I'll set up the camera. Not having an internet connection has been a major challenge. And as well, the phone has been glitchy. So that's been a couple things. Anyhow, I'm gonna cut it there. I'm gonna get going on a couple business planning things. Also really important. So remember, stay committed to the important things. Don't get drawn into the urgent work. The important work is very important. Stephen Covey, the 4 quadrants. I love that. Okay, here we go. All the best. Take care.